Hey there. What's up? Sorry, I'm admiring my face. Any new reflective surface that I can find just has to, like, I need a second. I decided to basically start vlogging or talking more, you know. I'm thinking about doing like spoken word shit in my music more, which I've started to already, but I'm kind of going slow with it. There's some shit that has to be said, and sometimes honestly I feel like a conventional like pop music format, even though it's like really great for getting like a specific like 1 or 2 part message across or whatever. Like sometimes a lot of words got to be said about something or things, more than one thing. And then sometimes it takes even more than one verse to address like 2 whole things or whatever, I don't know. But I feel like I need to talk more though in life. I feel like I'm getting more like visible as a person, and I think this is something for everyone to think about. Like, I should probably set this down because I'm moving it all over, but I will in a second. I think that we all probably to some extent take ourselves for granted, because I think some of us would probably be surprised. Excuse me. I think some of us would probably be surprised to find like how many people rely on us and to what extent. And it could be like little things that no one else can do. Like no one else in the world ever does it. No one ever told you to do it. You're gonna do it anyway because it's what you do. And that's it. You can't tell someone else to do it like that because it's your thing. It's your quirk or whatever. It's your little thing that you feel responsible for in this life. That's what I think. I think we all have some part to play, and we all have like we all have some kind of perfect knowledge that we can share. Every one of us is unique and individual and all that shit, but we're also like all powerful. So there's like some things that like, it's like a piece of the puzzle. Everyone has their own piece of the puzzle. You're like, I got this piece, like does it match with anything? Maybe. We got a lot of freaking blue. Go over there and stand in line. We'll let you know. Like, here, take a number. We'll file your freaking... It will put your images in our database. Whatever. So, like... We all have, like, a part to contribute. The problem is, like, actually surviving. Like, being alive and being in this bullshit long enough to ever, like... contribute to it in a meaningful way that actually can change it to our own interpretation of what needs to happen, I think. Earlier, I was smoking outside, and a freaking fly kept flying right onto my freaking... It was landing on top of my beer, like on the inside of the top. Like trying to just drink all the beer off the side and shit, and I was like, this is not fun for me. Like, I don't like you doing that. Like, go away. So I pick up the beer again, like to see if I can drink it so the fly won't drink it all, and it flies like into it, like into the top of the bottle. And I was pissed. I was like, now you're gonna go now you're gonna go die in my beer. Like, why? Like, so I like put my thumb over the top to show him what a like stupid thing he just did. Like, fucking, he's messing around with my beer. And then I started to tilt it sideways, and then I let my finger off so he could see that he could drown in there. I could make him drown, but then I let my finger off and it flew the other way, like into all the liquid. and it was just like sloshing around in my beer, like all those songs about like if the river was whiskey. So I let him have it. I just freaking shook the bottle up and poured it out, and it was all foamy all over the ground, all over the fly, and he died. He died in a beer foam. And I mean, the fly flew into the beer. Let's not mistake that, but I did put my thumb over the top, thus inhibiting its possible escape for a second. But I was trying to make it stay away from my beer the whole time. So I spent most of one whole entire beer, brand new, barely opened beer, to kill a fly. And I wasn't even mad at the fly. All I was trying to do was make it go away from my beer. Like, I was trying to drink the beer faster than the fly could, and the fly won. I lost. The fly won and lost, actually. But yeah, but this is like the thing, like I need someone to talk to, you know what I mean? We all do. So I have a hard time telling that to people. I don't see people. It's not like I don't know. Hold on, I'm gonna set this shit down. Like, I don't know what certain societies are like, but where I live, like, people aren't going around to freaking social gatherings and, like, just unless they have money to spend and can go hang out at the bars and restaurants or whatever, or I don't even know, but or they're cool and they have their shit together and they have like a house and a car and they can go hang out with their friends whenever they feel like. Or they're like Mormons and they just go do stuff like that Mormons do that we could talk about, but I'd rather be happy right now. But yeah, it's not like I work and I live with my parents. Like, what is like having a social life? That's my sister moving in with her kids. Like, that's me having a social life. I mean, yeah, whatever. We did have to get rid of a dog recently, and by get rid of I mean put that dog out of its misery, because it was like 20 years old. Coco was 20 years old, but he is no more. And I'm happy about that. I think about him from time to time, but mostly I'm glad he's not there anymore, because at the end he was really like barely even being able to walk and all that shit. Not ideal for a dog to not be able to move without pain. So yeah, or I'd say most people anyways. Like, I'm gonna sit here and talk to the camera as if everyone watching that has been wondering how I'm doing, and in case you're curious and this is the first time joining the vlog, welcome everyone. If this is your first time joining the vlog, I'm Jimmy Osler, and I like high life, and I'm glad we're talking about it, cause that reminds me that in my life, sorry, I had something on the screen, I'd like to be high. And I'm sorry I'm so gross to everyone who doesn't enjoy watching someone like constantly gag in front of them. I could probably take a vitamin C about that, actually. Okay. If there's anyone here who's in a joint rolling or a spliff rolling mood, or anyone watching who would like to pack a bowl, roll a freaking blunt, pack a bong, I don't know, shit like that, that's what I'm up to right now. So I'm going to be setting this on my lap and doing this while I talk. Please forgive me, I don't mean to be rude. I try to show you what I'm doing, but I mean, in the state of Utah right now, this is a great subject to vlog about. I'm a medical marijuana patient, but it's still illegal for me to smoke weed, according to Utah law. It's illegal for anyone to smoke weed, even though there's people with medical cards that go and buy weed legally from the dispensary like me. It's like at some point it has to be funny, or else it's like all you're doing is going around making a list of shit that pisses you off. You know what I mean? Like, who does that? Which state ever even thought of that? Let alone just like was like, you know what? Separation of church and state that's okay. That's cool, that's fine, that's whatever, but we have this other thing called a theocracy. Oh my gosh. I am getting kind of crunk. I don't like it when one of my eyes closes a little bit. It bugs the shit out of me. It makes me feel like I'm too fucked up to be talking to people or looking at people. Okay, well, maybe I will actually figure out how to roll this while I talk. So in the state of Utah, it's against the law. Oh yeah. You can eat weed. It works. It still works. Like, you don't even have to smoke it. So that's a great side note. We can talk about that part. If I'm smoking a joint or a bowl or whatever, some of the smoke is probably going to go up in the air. I'm going to breathe it out and it'll go out, or I won't smoke it in the first place. But if you sit here and like eat nugs, I don't know what this is called, but anyway, get the stem off that. Yeah, it still works. Like, it processes internally through like the digestive system and the intestines and like your organs, and then like makes its way to the bloodstream through that method. Smoking anything goes through the lungs, then to the bloodstream, then to the brain. Internally ingesting something is kind of like the longest way to get it to the brain. Like, it will a little bit, it'll trickle there, you know what I mean? It'll slowly all get everywhere. So it's more like a slow, gradual, general effect than like an immediate, like, maybe, to my knowledge. A lot of people have reported having a freaking super high, intense, like, experience with, like, edibles and whatever. Maybe that's a thing too. Maybe that's possible. I'm not saying it's not, but to me, like, Also, I'm eating weed that hasn't been cooked. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you shouldn't or can't eat weed that's been cooked, but the point of doing that is so that the cannabis gets heated up to a certain temperature, thereby activating the THC. So, like, yeah, you can make tea. I make tea with weed in it. A person can make like a freaking soup or other stuff that has weed in it, like food. They can cook it in bread, which I don't know if that would be ideal, but basically if you heat it up to like 190 degrees or a little less, maybe, it's like that's when the THC is supposed to get activated. But what I'm talking about is this is so sour. What I'm talking about is not cooking it or not heating it up. Like, it's raw, it's still in the process of curing. I bought it and then it's like I eat it. Like, buy it, eat it. There's no other process really besides after it's like harvested and dried out a little. Like, I can tell from experience that it works. It helps me just as much, like, just as important as it is for my mind and my emotions and my spirit even to be high, like on a high vibration. It's important to me that I'm maintaining my body because, first of all, I'm going kind of an alternative route to what is traditional in my culture that I was raised in, as far as nutrition and health and well-being and a number of other things that I could mention but won't. But like, one specific thing is, like, I don't eat meat, but I'm still looking to like work every day if I can. So I mean, like, some people don't understand that getting energy by consuming the bodies and milk and eggs of animals gives people like a lot more testosterone than they would have if they only ate plants. And that helps people heal faster, because that's what testosterone does, is it builds the body. It's used for bodybuilding and stuff. And I mean, like, at every level: bone density, muscle mass, like, whatever. I'm not saying people should eat animals, but when they do, it helps people build their bodies quickly and significantly, especially if they're exercising while they do it and maintaining like some level of like just like worthwhile habits in their life, like drinking water and getting sleep and whatever. Like, eating meat alone won't make someone healthy, but it will increase their strength most likely, even if that meat's like toxic or whatever. Because the thing is, humans are animals, and all those animal cells convert into human cells more readily than plant cells. That's kind of the basic 101. So my whole point is, I'm looking to be a vegan most of the time, so it's like, weed also helps people heal really quick. Like, it's amazing. It is medicine. It's pain reliever as well as like getting to the source. So my whole idea with like freaking eating weed or making tea instead of, as opposed to, or like in addition to smoking weed, is like like it goes through my body to get to my brain, basically. So by the time like I'm getting any noticeable effects, it's already like everywhere. So that's my goal, is like for me to not be coughing out all my weed, because honestly I'm looking to, like, I'm a medical marijuana patient, and I am because I have pain, but it's a situation I'd like to recover from. It's not like I'm trying to treat this forever, so like chronically be in this situation, if you will allow it. But all I'm saying is I'm looking to take care of myself, and weed helps, but I don't want to, be hurting my throat. Like, I know. So freaking, I'm a lightweight. I am. So, when I'm drinking, when I'm smoking, like tobacco, whatever, it's like a little bit does go a long way, but I'm looking to go a long way as far as healing. So, it's like a path. It takes patience, it takes like some actual faith in the whole thing. But it's also like, I could be doing anything right now. And the way I see it is, this is what I'm doing, but it can also help me do all the other things that I'm doing. I'm not trying to like take time away from the rest of my life to like be a stoner and be like have something to do so I can like sit in my room and be like, the world sucks, but at least I'm like high. Like, it's a little bit that, but it's also like, basically, if I'm gonna do anything worthwhile in my life, I need my leg to not be in constant pain. I need to be able to walk. Like, I need to be able to stand up. I need to be able to, even walk around, carry things that are heavy. Like, here's another thing some people might not understand or grok immediately. Like, people look at men in like white people, European society, and maybe in other societies too, but like look at men and expect them, like by their very definition of being a man, to be able to like do things like what I was just talking about: stand up, walk, pick up heavy things, maybe all day long, carry things around, like, and figure out problems that involve logic and reasoning. Like, okay, like I can do all that, but I also like smoke weed when I wake up. And again, a lot of times, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm willing to be an actor on the stage of life, even if the screenplay has like some questionable parts in it, because I get to affect the story. I get to be part of everything. That doesn't mean I approve of all the bullshit that I'm going around. Like, when I walk around and look at shit that's going on, it's like I take each person as an individual person. I take every situation as its own situation, because every moment deserves to be recognized for whatever it's worth. Every moment is unique, the same as all people are unique. So, oh shit, my battery's really low. 18%. Well, I guess I might as well roll this up and let it dry while I finish rant. I guess it's not a rant, but I kind of have to pee. Maybe no one will notice if I keep on talking. Maybe I'll forget. 1 second. Oh yeah, I totally should like go pee and then smoke this and come back. Oh wait, let me roll it first. We can have that be part of the vlog. Vlog. Video log. I bet like some people watching this didn't know that vlog was a video log, but I know things. Okay. This is how to roll a spliff. I crumble up the spliffage onto the paper. Then when the spliffage is ready to get rolled up, it's in tiny, relatively dried out uniform crumbs because it's been crumbled into crumbs. I'm sorry. I think it's funny to burp because I have a 10-year-old nephew that I live with. So if I can burp and fart like at any point, like in any conversation too, like it's the same as telling like a profound truth. Like they respect you that much, so you kind of need to, like at least sometimes, if not all the time, but like sometimes, because like everything else you're gonna say is auxiliary to that. They need to remember that you're the person that knows, like when nobody else knows, when everyone else forgets, you know that it's funny to burp. You know it's funny when someone farts, even if it smells disgusting. You can crack a window. You can tell them that's gross, get out of here, get away from me. But you don't have to be mean about it. It's like, I don't like farts. I'm sorry, if you don't like farts, then there's now this is a part of, we're having such a nice talk. Oh, I have to pee. Maybe when I come back I'll be more polite. Okay, to the one person still watching this, thanks for waiting. 29 minutes, 54 seconds. This spliff is almost dry, by the way. I saturated this in my saliva. It's 107 degrees, like today and yesterday and the day before. It says 40 degrees Celsius on my computer, which I think is like 105. It's 8:30 in the evening. Like the sun is about to set, and that's like 35 degrees over room temperature, which is like a little more than 35 degrees over freezing. So it's like that big of a jump. And like, I'm fine with it as long as nobody expects anything from me. The second that somebody's like, hey, can you do something for me? I'm like, when? Now? Tomorrow? Like, it's like, I need to go somewhere and expend energy on your behalf. You must know that I love you deeply to even ask that. Like, that's kind of how it is. It's like, what? I don't know, like, people do things, people go to the store, people go out, but it's like hot everywhere outside. Like, there's not a lot of trees. The sun comes, it starts up there and it goes down, but it goes like everywhere. Like, it goes everywhere, but it goes straight down for a while every day. I mean, there's some shade, but it's like you have to go inside, basically. If you go anywhere, you have to go somewhere and like pay money to sit there and drink ice water. And if you don't do that, you're a foolish person to think you can get away with it. And some people do that, but I don't know. You can drink alcohol instead, I guess, but it still needs to be cold, whatever you do. And if you can mix some water in, it might help. But yeah. Miller High Life is celebrating its 120th anniversary this year, and I made sure, excuse me, I got a freaking 12-pack because it has like the commemorative design on the cardboard packaging and shit, and I'm gonna save it. Oh yeah, I'm making art. I'm gonna show everyone this. This is a painting I did. It's of the number 1. I think I might have already showed it off in a different video. Oh yeah, I did. It was when I was doing the number 5, the last video I made. I'm so happy about it, but I just decided I can do like front and back. So I might even do it for the first one, but I'm gonna do it for probably all the pieces going forward, so it has like 2 faces and 2 images that it's like, I'm stoked. It's like a whole new ball game. It's a whole new medium almost, but it's like a mixed medium. It's gonna be mixed, so it will be paintings, but it's like what I have to work with and what I can get my hands on, which actually is not as limited as that might sound. But oh yeah, I think what I'm gonna do right now, let's see, where's the battery at? I don't want this to die in the middle of a recording. 15%. Probably if it hits 10%, I'm gonna turn this off. So what I was doing was I was like looking to do like a music vlog, but I like left the mouse right over the record button, the record/stop button. Sometimes I don't even say the T's in words. The button, the mountains. Anyways, and I accidentally stopped the recording when I was moving it earlier. So when I restarted it, the beginning of this recording was actually in the middle. Well, the beginning now, but it was right after I was playing music. And I do feel like shredding a little bit more, but the spliff is ready to be smoked. This beer has been cracked. And also, I'm still like in the process of recovering from hurting my fingers, hurting my hands. I recorded an album. That's trippy. The camera, the screen that I'm looking at, it's showing me my view like a mirror, which logically does make sense, but it makes the writing backwards. Anyways, hey kids, there's 13 songs. I got 13 tracks. That's what I was able to record, but at the end of it, I was not quite as patient as I ought to have been. I'm willing and ready to admit. I probably needed to take some breaks that I didn't take, as far as jamming every day and playing guitar constantly, which, like, I was looking for every opportunity I had to record the songs that I was going after, and sometimes it took a lot of takes or like a lot of days to do certain songs, and my hands hurt. Carpal tunnel syndrome is real. It's when the ligaments that move back and forth right here to make my hand go up and down, they're in a tunnel, and that tunnel got inflamed because I was moving those ligaments back and forth and back and forth and back and forth like a lot. And then my hands, my fingers, my wrists, my forearms became like, it's like I can barely even pick up anything that weighs over like 5 pounds. I have to like use proper lifting technique and maybe both arms. Like it makes me feel like a child, honestly, and an old person at the same time. Like, it makes me feel like excuse me. I had something there in my throat that was itchy and scratchy, and I had to scratch it somehow, so I used my saliva. I think I hawked up like half of that. Anyways, guitar isms. So like playing the guitar and stuff, what was I even saying? I hurt my hand. What was I even saying? I need to rewind this shit and play it back, but I don't think I can right now. I don't think I can. Shout out to everyone who does ASMR. It's not random, because nothing is random. That gives me confidence to do spoken word shit like this. I know barely anyone's gonna watch it, but it's like, it's for me as much as... Here's the thing, I don't know how many people know this, but I'm using YouTube as my journal. Like, my goal is to get so famous in my lifetime that this channel gets commemorated and saved like forever. Then if I get reborn on the planet Earth, I can watch these videos and know who I was in my previous life, because everything will make sense to me. I'll be like, obviously, that's how it is. And then I'll know what I did in my last life, because all I'll have to do is Wikipedia my shit, and they'll tell the truth. Okay, so my plan isn't completely perfect, but there's a point to all of it. It's so like I don't keep repeating lifetimes trying to do shit that I already did, because it seems like I'm supposed to be, like it's natural, but it's actually like, you were already there. Now you can, yeah, you were over there. You were there. Now, you know what I mean? Dang, how much battery do I have left? 13%. I was actually gonna try and play some more music. Oh yeah, that's my whole point I was making. I was gonna try and play some more music for the vlog. That was actually like the first thing I was gonna do right after I rolled this spliff, but I took forever to do that and I was talking, so it's like I'm still in the process of recovering from that shit, from the carpal tunnel syndrome. Like, it's still, like, I can feel it right now. It doesn't hurt, but it doesn't feel like it used to feel when I was, like, a little kid and I was just, like, could do anything, like, whatever, I don't care. Like, it feels like, oh, you need to be careful with your hands and your arms right now. And you maybe take some medicine even. Maybe get some sleep, perhaps. Drink water. You know, vitamins. It's like that kind of feeling, like the thing you could sit around in your living room and talk to your friends with over the coffee table for a half an hour. Like, oh man, it's like that. I'm sorry, I just ate a whole vitamin C here on chat. That was chat on stream. I know I'm not streaming, but I'm also not on chat. Yeah, with that, I think there's nothing else really left to do. Like, I know I'm gonna watch this and see myself hawking shit up and be like, that's disgusting. It's kind of because I'm talking, though. I haven't talked this much lately. Like, I need to talk. I'm doing this for myself, and if it helps anyone, that's great. I'd like to think it does. I'd like to think it would, or could, you know. I'd like to think people are like me enough that, you know, it can be refreshing to hear people say things that are similar to the ways you think or feel. I'm gonna go outside and smoke. The sun is setting, which is the perfect time for smoking on the patio, I think. There's gonna be some insects, but I'm brave and I have beer. So I think once I get a lighter, we shall commence. There's always rad animals outside too, which I guess most animals are outside, so maybe you knew that. Tinkerbell. I'm seeing if Tinkerbell's awake. We're the only ones here right now. Say hi. Say hi to the stream. We're going outside, Tink. Don't be sad. We're gonna go outside. Okay, that's the dog. I've been sitting in my room most of the day. She's a sweetheart. But most of the time she's not this bored, probably. I don't want this shit to cut off in the middle, so I'm gonna get started. It's actually way easier to smoke that when I can watch the front of it on the screen. That's all I was gonna say. It's interesting. Sometimes I gotta remember to breathe air when I'm smoking, I swear, like to get some oxygen. It's a life hack, kids. Breathe air. You don't even have to pay me money. You can do it right now. I promise. For the record, too, actually, you know what? Never mind. I'll go ahead and leave that unsaid, which there's some things that go without saying. It's like if you have to ask, then the answer is no, because you didn't already understand. So, I mean, I have a spliff roach out here from earlier. My parents are out of town, so I'm like, everyone's out of town. It's me and Tinkerbell and the fish. Oh yeah, I need to feed the fish. Anyway, I'm being a little less cautious about all this shit. Because it's different if there's kids, you know? I used to leave spliff roaches out here all the days. We've come a long way. I used to sleep in a tent right here where I'm smoking. Like literally right here on this concrete pad. Like right where I am. I filmed YouTube videos inside of that tent that can be watched on this channel. We've come a long way, but we're right back where we started. But with experience and wisdom, perhaps even, that comes of that, which comes from experience. The wisdom that is, which comes from experience. I mean, fire it up, smoke if you got it. If you got a pause to roll it, go ahead. I met this Irish guy. I would say his name, but I don't like talking about people that are still alive, really, unless they're like my family. Shit, my battery's pretty low. I might even turn it off. But it says it's at 9%, and I know it can get down to 1%. So as long as I can push stop on this video, I'm fine, basically. But the Irish guy, I'm not going to say his name, because I don't like saying people's names, like in public, like talking about them when they're not there. Unless it's like someone other people might know, but it's like... This is what he said to me that I remember. I was at the bar at Station 2 downtown in St. George, and I was hawking up my freaking ass, like out of my lungs, like just drinking, smoking a cigarette, whatever. And he's like, "Are you okay?" Like, I was sitting out at the smoking area talking with him at the bar, and I was like, it was me and him, and he's like, "Are you okay, man?" I was like, I'm hungry, and I could probably eat, like, I'm dehydrated. My computer's saying the battery's low. I know it's low. Gosh. But he's like, at least spit over there, like, behind you, not like right in front of, like, between us, like, you're like right in front of me. Like, what would you do if there's a hot chick that you're sitting right here talking to? And I was like, you know what, like, thank you, you're right, thank you, because I'm being gross, and you're telling me in a nice way what I'm doing and that you don't like it. So I'm sorry if anyone doesn't like that, but I'm like, when I drink and smoke, it usually, like, I gotta spit. And I've been drinking water, I promise, like, but I've been drinking beer too, so. Besides that, I think I covered most of this. Like, I'd like to be more vocal in my life. I'd like to talk more. I'd like the people I love to know I'm still here. I love them. I'm living my life. I'm doing what I can to take care of myself. Take care of yourselves. It might seem like each day is a struggle and shit. I swear someone else has probably already said that. But like each day is a struggle, and if you can survive that struggle and win your sleep and wake up the next morning or stay up all night, but I mean, like, if you make it to the next day, then you got a new struggle, you made it to the next level. Like, what else are you here for? And if you're here for something else, maybe at some point go about committing to that and making it happen, because who else is going to do it if you don't? Who else is going to fulfill your vision if you're sitting there being like, man, this should happen? It sucks that things are this way. Yeah, it does. Like, there's 7 billion people on this planet, and a lot of them are little kids. Like, how do you think they feel? Like, does it suck living those lives? Like, I'm sure there's some people that look at America and they're like, why don't the people living there revolt? The same ways they looked at the Germans and we were like, why didn't they tell Hitler he was full of shit? It's the same basic concept. Why didn't people that were there stop what was happening from happening? These people are our families, our family members, people we pass every day, see on the streets, eat next to at restaurants, go to jail and sleep next to. The people that are doing all the things we don't want to happen are people we see all the time. Why don't we stop them? Because our culture isn't set up to allow for us to care about people doing shitty things to other people when it's what it was founded on. That's why. That's kind of a long answer, but it's kind of a short answer. History is the real answer. History is the reason things are happening, but it's the choice we make every second. That's what makes history too, because that's what history is made out of. It's made out of moments. It's made out of people doing things, and that's what happened. This is history. I'm making history right now. I chose to do this. I made a dang near hour-long video, and if anyone watched it, that's rad, but 7%. I gotta turn this off soon. That's all we can do. Make a moment. If we're lucky, we can make a moment we like, that we can remember, that's a fond memory. If not, we can make a moment that gets us to the next moment that we need to be at. Sometimes we make shitty moments. Those things can follow us around. We can remember them forever. We can learn from them. But the thing about shitty moments is, what it really means is we hurt someone. We hurt ourselves, or we hurt someone else that's close to us. And we're always going to hurt the people closest to us because they were there for whatever happened. Something just happened. I don't know what happened. The dogs. I don't know if that was someone's car backfiring or an accident yet, but it feels kind of normal. Yeah, we can create moments though, and that's what life is made out of. We have the power of creation. Every single one of us is all powerful. All is one and one is all. And we can all do anything, really. So why are we doing what we're doing? That's the only real question, I guess. I'm gonna go finish this, chillax, but my computer's about to die, so I'm gonna stop my video recording. Peace and love.